wait, what is happening? Because at one point, for a quarter of a scene split, you see the panda, which is supposed to be tiny, I thought.
You can talk shit about the panda.
Is a big panda and sets up a gas leak in this casino.
What do you want?
That, like, when they finally get out of there and have killed a couple of people, and that main dealer chucks a fucking grenade
at Ranko.
Yeah, she catches it and throws it back with a one-liner, and the entire building explodes.
Dude, it was cool as fuck. No, you're forgetting how cool it sounded. She's like, cross-examine episode
105.
Because I remembered.
Yeah.
Hey, Justus, that's a nice box you got there.
Yeah, we'll be doing a review on this later.
I don't know if we're gonna do a dual review or a single review. I'm leaving mine up.
Oh, well, you can leave yours
this
up.
Whole frame.
No,
we have more copyright strike through the Naruto.
We have way more important things, like our B list, and we're starting off with Chainsaw Man.
You know why the B list is the best?
Because Chainsaw Man.
You didn't even notice what I just said?
No, I did. I just like to
ignored
ignore
it on there. You know why? Because you're B. You know why you're B? Because you're mid. You know what else isn't mid? Chainsaw Man. That didn't make sense. Hey, I got one word for you, Justus. Do you know what it is?
Chainsaw?
Yeah. No. Oh, I thought you were talking a question like Chainsaw Man the show.
No,
it's like,
you said one word. Chainsaw.
Oh no, it's wolf.
Yeah, wolf.
Wolf.
The Dingy. So our main character is Dingy. He's sad.
Listen, no, it's not sad. I can agree.
Life.
His hopes and dreams. It's what every man should dream for.
Well, yeah.
I want to touch boobs.
Yes.
My man is down bad.
We meet him basically as a slave living in a shack.
Yeah.
Like, he has the reins off, but he just has to do what these guys tell him to do.
Well, it's the Yakuza. Like, yo, you got to do what we say. Also, he's extremely getting fucked over on pay, apparently.
Yeah, it was not a lot to sell a nut.
He was like, oh my God. Same thing. So, like, I don't know how the money works in this world, because, like, if he truly is, like, 34 million yen in debt, that's $340,000.
Yeah.
So it's like, he could just probably get a normal job and, like, work that off. So I imagine in this world, like, a yen is an actual dollar, but it doesn't make sense either. You know what I mean? Because you said, yeah, it was 1,000 yen to sell a nut. But in the demonstration, they had, like, he owes 38 million yen. But there is a 0.00. So I don't know how the money works, because I'm trying to figure out why this dude would sell a nut for only $1,000. That's literally what it is. He's like, yo, they gave me $100,000 for my nut. And I was like, oh shit, $100,000. Oh wait, that's $1,000. Yeah. And we had this conversation on Bon Wee. What did you say?
On average, they sell for like 35 grand.
Yeah, let's say it's the black market. You get 1/10 of the price. That's still $3,500.
By the way, for today's conversion of the yen, which isn't very strong, 100,000 yen is only $677.
But this was written way, further back. So
yes,
the
but
yen to nut ratio was higher back in the day.
Fair. But he sold an eye, a nut, an internal organ.
He sold a kidney. Because you can live without a kidney on there.
Yeah, and then something else, I believe.
Which I'm trying to think of how this is like 1990s Tokyo, right? Because the story originally started I'm confusing Maid Wars with this. Sorry, this is modern Tokyo on there. Fuck me. It's probably a good thing he sold a nut, because literally in episode 2, I want to skip ahead a little bit. Wasn't Aki and Denji get in a fist fight? Aki hits him in the face.
Apparently, Chainsaw Man takes place in 97.
So, shit.
Same time frame.
Okay. Ignore my millennial bullshit.
Oh boy. So you're talking about
I want to talk about the fight real quick. So
Aki versus Denji?
Yeah. They literally start. Well, first, Aki punches him a few times. I'm like, oh shit, he's kicking his ass. Then Denji, I don't remember what he said. He say like, I'm going to kick you in the nuts or something. Then proceeds to kick the dude in the nuts like 8 times.
Denji over there trying to leave that man with one nut.
Maybe he'll kick a nut off and it'll fall onto him. Because literally kicks him. Aki goes down, and you're like, okay, he's down for the count. Denji won. Aki gets back up, hits him again, and then Denji's like, no. Kicks him. Dude's bent over forwards, like basically in doggy style position, and Denji's just like, wham, wham.
It's a lot of kicks to the balls.
Yeah.
And I know we're talking about balls a lot, but both of them
It was a big focus of this show.
Yeah, and I'm gonna rewind a little bit because for episode 1, of course, at this point, Denji's just a normal human being, and he,
human being.
Casually has a pet dog called Pochita, and
That's a chainsaw.
yeah, it's a chainsaw demon. It's adorable.
Listen, we did see a pumpkin carving of that, and I wish I had the time to do that right now because it was adorable.
Yeah,
It's a perfect color. Well, literally at one point they talked about what jobs that he could have done. He's like, oh, I could have made like 60,000 yen a year cutting down trees, which is why I'm thinking in this case, 1 yen is just $1, which would make a lot more sense while he sold a nut for like, maybe he did say 10,000 yen. I'm pretty sure he said 100,000.
Yeah, it's 100,000.
Yeah, so
it's still not a lot, no matter what.
Yeah, when you think about it. I mean, didn't you say you'd sell a nut for like 60?
60 or 80.
$100,000 is not a lot.
Well, I mean, it's like, look, it's 60 or 80 grand versus $1,000.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, I guess when you're $38 million in debt, who cares? It's not that much. No, but so there's literally a scene of him cutting down trees. I'm like, oh, it's kind of a normal on there. But literally, Pochita drinks blood to like heal itself. I'm like, oh, that's everyone kind of does that. Makes sense. Whatever.
Yeah, everyone does that.
Well, when you get to like this fiction, fuck off. You know what? So Call of the Night season 2.
Oh yeah, because that's been announced.
Has it?
No.
Oh.
But
I got really excited for something to go announced.
no, he Denji gets set up.
He gets set up to be killed by, what was it? Some monster?
Basically, a big demon that like absorbed the main dude that was bossing him around for his debts.
Because it had tricked the Yakuza, the smaller Yakuza boss, with power. He's like, yeah, basically everyone that like takes the power just becomes a zombie on there, and then it's useless, so I win. And this monster kills demon hunters. He literally, you're like, oh, maybe he'll win, maybe he'll get away. Gets killed, chopped to pieces, thrown in the dumpster, which I thought was outside the building. It's inside the building. And then Pochita's like, because they do this flashback of, we could combine our hearts or some bullshit like this. And then literally Pochita drank some of his blood. They combine hearts, and you see like the things that pulled him back together, like chainsaw whatevers. And that's why he's Chainsaw Man, because Pochita and him are fused.
It's Pochita's heart.
Yep.
And that is why the ripcord is.
Vermel and gold.
Yeah, basically. That's why the ripcord is in the center of the chest.
Yeah, so you can just like...
Also,
I was just imagining, imagine he's getting freaky with what's her name, and she goes like, yoink.
Which one, Makima or Power?
Yo, Power! Dude, who do you think's better?
Power so far. She got cool horns.
Power, 10 out of 10. Ooh, you're falling for those horn girls. Is that your new...
I know better than... I watch the signals for some horn girls are a little...
horny?
Spaceshipy.
Wait. Spaceshipy?
Yeah, darling.
Oh. I was like, what do you mean spaceships? You're like, what does that make sense of?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It makes sense. But
there's a girl with a choker on there later.
Ooh. I'm excited.
Want to get choked?
No.
Chokers
are hot.
Dude, the way they introduce Power, she just walks in, kicks the door, and she says something, but she's like, Power! And I'm just like, best girl. Like, I was like, Makima's a pretty good girl. She buys you dinner.
No, she's very manipulative.
Listen, she buys you dinner, treats you right on there, and Power's over there just keeping it real.
Yeah. Episode 2's main focus was definitely Denji being like, oh, hey, things are kind of nice. I'm living my life the best that it can be. I want to grab titties.
Yeah, that's what always... Listen, the best quote, I have it on my phone. My man walks up. It's like, why do you use an axe? He's like, because of respect, blah, blah, blah. As soon as Aki leaves, he's like, yo, I didn't want to get the porn dirty. It's going to get blood everywhere. Porn secured. He's walking out, and then he has that, like, My dream is to become like to touch boobs. And the best thing is the people that fucking meme hard, 100%. It's like it's Pochita going like this, and it's like I died for you to want to touch boobs.
The agreement was for him to like fulfill his dreams, and live his best life.
Yo, dude was living in the trenches though.
Yeah.
Yo, what did you have for dinner today, Justus?
Pizza Hut.
No, I meant like as a joke for him. Sorry. You were like, yo, Pizza Hut. Okay, C2, settle down.
My wife.
Maybe that's why you like Pizza Hut so much.
No, it wasn't an official sponsor. It's still wild that was the case.
Dude's literally over there like, yo, we're going to have bread.
Mm-hmm. He was excited for bread.
No, not like multiple slices of bread.
No.
A slice of bread. And I'm like,
yeah, but he put multiple types of jam, a little bit of butter.
No.
Cinnamon.
That was after the fact when he was originally in his hut. Then when he was living with Aki, dude is a fucking slob. But I give him a pass because, like, dude put everything. He had, like, jam, jelly, honey. What do you have, like?
He put cinnamon.
Cinnamon, sugar, and then, like, 2 other things. He's like, yo, this shit's good. And Aki's over there, like, you could tell he's like, I guess he's never really had food like this, but he's making a mess.
Well, I mean, at one point he's like, didn't you ever go to school? Don't you have manners? And he's like, no. And it's like, oh.
Like,
never mind. Never mind.
Dude's living in the trenches, man.
Yeah. That's kind of roughly where things end. We do get to see Power absolutely smash the...
Well, someone's calling for backup, and she's like, fucking King DDD comes down, just smashes the monster. It's dead.
Yeah. It was a cool entrance.
You forgot that Denji did point out, yo, she's really crazy, but she's equally hot. So we got the crazy hot scale in effect.
I'm cool with it.
Yeah, but then when she destroyed that thing, I'm like, man, imagine if, like, you do one wrong thing in bed.
Oh, I guess we should point out that Power is a fiend.
In bed.
Oh, shut up.
Hey, man, you set it up.
And you get introduced to fiends as basically demons that have taken over a human body. But normally they have a very specific look and
they
can't
look
control
more like demons,
anything.
But she's a high-functioning fiend.
Yeah.
Which means she's autistic.
And then Denji is basically a demon, like half demon.
Yeah.
And
he like has the scent of a demon, but doesn't like he's both, which is why Maki didn't kill him. Makima. I mean, we won't go full play by play, but it was kind of like she's like, you can come with me and live, and I'll feed you and clothe you, and you don't have to worry about it, or you can die here. Dude literally had a thought of like, I don't know, dying seems kind of good right now.
Yeah. It's interesting because basically the current group that we have are just kind of rejects. Like, it's an experimental squad is essentially what this is at the
a new anime
Demon
experimental
Hunter
squad.
Yeah, but like we get hot people, so
and I'm trying to look up Chainsaw Man references.
Oh yeah,
dude, the opening theme is filled. Yep, someone has the whole list here. So there is Chainsaw Man: The Divine Comedy, which is like the not easy to see. Texas Chainsaw Massacre when he's holding the like Pochita and he's sitting on the grave. Then you have Pulp Fiction, which is super easy to realize when he's sitting there with the gun. And then Reservoir Dogs when they're first walking in across the street. I'm like, damn, they really did go all out on there.
There are a couple obscure ones.
Yeah,
like
there's
them shifting on a table. That's from something.
Oh, this one where they're like going over that table thing. It's like the Sadako and Koyaka. No Country for Old Men. I'll be honest, I didn't realize that was a reference at first until someone had pointed out when he's taking off his shoes. Then there's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood when they're driving in the car. I was like, okay, settle down. That's a bit out there. Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, Don't Look Up, Jacob's Ladder. I just wanted to get all these. Constantine one.
Yeah. I think the
Big Lebowski when he's going like that.
I was gonna say that's the like most out there one where you can definitely tell where it's like I've seen this before.
That's so crazy. They did have a Evangelion reference. They did have a Fight Club reference, so like the most obscure like ball thing. I mean, there was so many. There's a couple more here, but the opening theme is just like It's like reference. I'm like, it's good.
And I think the endings for Chainsaw Man change every week.
Yep. Every single episode's gonna have a different ending theme. So I try and watch every opening and ending regardless of the season to see which has the best. I love Bleach.
Yeah.
But it's like when you have different endings, but it means there's 12 different things to vote on. So how are they gonna grade that?
Mm-hmm.
Bleach opening, OP. Don't even.
Yeah, I always liked Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai's ending because it was the same song, but whoever girl they were kind of focusing on for that arc, she would sing that song until the very end where they all kind of have to like intertwines and they're all singing for the ending where it's like, I liked that because it doesn't get like,
quick sign out before we continue.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think the best opening is ever?
Ever
20 seconds.
Colors. Come on now.
Color is pretty good. No, it's obviously the Evangelion opening. Can't fight that. Hey, speaking of Evangelion and my mouse is dead. That's not the name of the anime. You know what? They built that show themselves, and guess who did it themselves?
That one
was
way out there. Yeah, you could have made a chainsaw reference about like, you know, chopping things down and being able to do it yourself.
The whole point of this is I wanted to try and do it myself.
So
let's go.
Bad.
Fucking got him, boys. Got him.
So yeah, we're talking about do it yourself. A very slice of lifey moe.
Listen, I don't know what it is, but the same thing with Akiba Sailor Uniform. It just feels so good watching people make friends, and I'm like, you can do it. You can do it. And do it yourself. I definitely had that moment of they're like, well, I've never taught any of this. Can you teach me? And then she's teaching. I'm like, man, Jake's taught. Sorry, I'm still recovering from being sick. You're gonna take over for a second.
Yeah. So the main character is Serafu, who
U.S. Serafu.
Yeah. And they very much make the like reference of like do it yourself, and it's like okay. Also, between most of the shows that we were gonna talk about today, there was a lot of random English lines just thrown out. To be fair, many of these episodes,
the teacher wasn't half bad.
Yes,
compared to some of the stuff we have seen, this wasn't that bad.
It's still weird. It was just one of those like, why is there so much English this week?
Well, it was just the teacher. Every time she walked by, she would do. Then there was one scene where she didn't say anything. I was like, I was fucking cheated out of my English lines. How dare you?
Well, I mean, even the kind of new characters that we meet, Serafu, Miku.
Miku, best girl.
Yeah, Takumi. Like, there's been they've also used a little bit of English.
It's so adorable. Watching this show, like, I love you as like free spirit ish kind of thing where like, especially when she breaks her bike chains. Also the leader of the club, what's her name? Ray?
Yeah, Ray.
She's got the coolest fucking like let me go to school kind of rollerblades. It's like a single blade. It's kind of like a boosted board where it's like supposedly battery powered and she just leans forward and it like goes, and I'm like, man, if I had really good balancing. You've seen how shit I am at balancing. Mm-hmm. Hey, 1 million subscribers and I'll ride a bike on a live video.
Oh,
You'll never see me on a fucking bike.
Oh, you don't ride bikes?
You know this. I've ridden a bike once.
In your life?
Twice. The second time I was very intoxicated.
Oh.
I did it kind of good.
You should go bike riding.
No. Tell you what, you buy me a bike, I will ride it.
Don't tempt me.
Well, it has to be a bike that fits, though. You can't do what Jake was going to do, buy me little kids like fucking. He said he was going to do that, and I was like, yo, only if it's Spider-Man. He's like, there's one at Walmart right now. I can put it in my cart. And I was like, fuck, no.
What if I get a unicycle?
What?
Do you want?
Oh. Now you got to start me with some training wheels first. Besides that, this show is just, listen, it kind of feels a little like Fully Cooley. It kind of feels a little like, Nichijou, kind of like that simple style, but a lot's going on. I don't know how to describe the show besides it's just fun to watch.
It's moe. That's the easiest way. It's very moe.
It is, but it's just like the style of it. Like, Akiba Sailor Uniform was good because it had a really good story. stuff actually happened. They connected it really well and made an emotional connection. There's a lot of moe stuff that I watch, and I'm just like, yo, this shit sucks. I'm done. This show immediately, it's like, here's a connection of like, the big dilemma in the show is, it's going to shut down unless you get 5 members. Oh, like every show on there, Haruhi, whatever. So they immediately have Rei, which is the club president. Then Yua, which is...
I would say Serafu.
Serafu?
Yeah.
Self. And so that's 2. Then Takumi, she shows up, and she's technically their 3rd official. And she at one point, she's like, I want to join the club. And they're all like, oh, you haven't already joined already?
Yeah. She made the sign.
Yeah. Which very creative, very nice, too. Like, I love that the show is, like, propping up, like, it's going to sound weird, but there's that, stigmatism. What is it? That like girls really don't do stuff.
Stigma
nuts in your mouth. Sorry. I work in optical, and it's like stigma that girls don't do stuff. And it's nice to see the show of like, listen, you can do this yourself. Let me show you how to do it. So like, Takumi is actually learning how to like do it and actually tell you properly how this works, why it works on there. So it's kind of an educational show of doing it yourself. This is how you do it.
The background of this show is very weird. I don't know when this takes place, because at one point you see this weird like robot that greets Miku at her door and is like talking about something.
It seems like very
There's
futuristic.
Drones flying everywhere.
Dude, first thing I thought, Amazon drone.
But the cell phones are still modern, and
I don't.
She's kind of basically Rei is basically using like one wheels, but for each foot. Like instead of the big one wheel.
Well, there are companies that have that like skateboard that's just one big wheel, and they do have a smaller version of it.
But even on top of that, the school bus or the bus that's
system
taken,
is just an automatic bus system.
Yeah, it's self-driving. So it's like, I don't know when this is. Also, the school that they're in and like is wild. It's like 9 floors.
It's like 9 or 10 floors, all glass windows. It's like Kill la Kill towering over this other little school. So even point out like, this is where she goes to school. This is where the other girl goes to school. And I really thought the show was going to start off with Serafu being like a super genius, like, but she just is lazy. Nah, she's just dumb as fuck, boys. Very clumsy. Yeah, because even her mother. Yo, can we talk about Mills or something? Yo, 10 out of 10. Would smash. Just saying.
Oh, okay.
Serafu's going to need a father figure, and I can fill that role.
Damn.
But, dude, like, this show is just, like you said, it's kind of like, it seems like it's way in the future, but also there's, like, some stuff that seems like it's in the past. Because Miku's whole thing is she's going to go to school, be apparently the next Steve Jobs / Steve Wozniak / Bill Gates, to where no one has to do anything.
Yeah, that was the other thing. Because it was like, how was your first day? And it's like, oh, I made a something. Like
I made a shelf. Yeah,
I made a shelf. And she's like, I 3D printed a heart valve that can work in a in surgery on a person.
Yeah, like,
and it's like, excuse me?
And it was like her first day of school, and it's like, what the fuck? Like, the school she goes to is basically MIT for teenagers on there.
Yeah, it's wild.
But it's even crazier because Julia, Queen Elizabeth VIII shows... Listen, it's the end of episode 2. Shows up in this huge stretch limo.
She hasn't officially been introduced. Yeah, you just see her.
And the first thing I thought is like, oh, it's like, what's her name from like whatever we just watched, like Horus Recoil. It was like, oh, kind of reminds me of her on there.
Gotcha.
But it's like, is this woman gonna do anything? Because you see in the ending theme, I guess it kind of gives it away that Serafu, Miku, Takumi, Kokoro, Rei, and I think Elizabeth all are in the club. It shows them like, well, the ending theme doesn't show, the opening theme doesn't show Miku, but the ending theme shows Miku in it. So I think we kind of know where it's going on there. Oh no, that's the robot thing you're talking about. The little like fucking tentacle looking thing.
Yeah, Karagi-san.
Yeah, Karagi-san.
It's weird.
Yeah,
I don't know what
that mom's is. Into some weird things.
Yeah. But, I mean, so far the show is very entertaining.
Teacher's super supportive.
Yeah, I'm interested to see where it goes. I
think it'll be one of the shows that a lot of people kind of passed up, that halfway through the season are going to see other things. What? I just clicked on the next thing. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, what?
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, I want to see, what's that? I'm trying to like get a pun in and just not pun, like a transition on there. What? You're just looking at me from the shadows. Speaking of shadows, Eminence. Hey, let's go.
The
Eminence and shadow. Yo, okay, first of all, there's no defending yourself, boy. You shut up for a second. I was picking other shows. This was not on the top of my list.
I heard it was good.
Justus heard it was good.
I didn't.
Suggested we should watch. Now you shut up. You shut up. Suggest we watch it. And of course, audience, what do you think it's about? There's no brother-sister love, except there kind of is, because he's from another world. There's definitely going to be some of that in there. But it turns out it's just a giant fucking harem anime. Defend yourself.
Well, I mean, I didn't realize it was an isekai, because even at one point near the end of episode 1, it's like, oh, that man died. And then it just cuts over to like the isekai thing where it's like, wait, you spent an entire episode setting up the premise that this dude was like kind of this like kick-ass impersonator.
Also, okay, hear me out. So like it starts in like modern Japan.
Mm-hmm. A woman was almost raped. Again.
Almost raped. Justus did confirm almost raped because you didn't see penetration. So for Mel and Gold, you didn't see penetration, so I'm right.
Well, no, because she was like legitimately stopped. Like,
was that dude stopped?
Yes.
You didn't see it. You just
for someone who would have been, there would have been a bit more drama.
The first guy was he? Okay. Besides that, that's for some Mel and Gold fucking fighting over here. But it takes place in like modern Tokyo. Then he gets killed. But then they have that cut scene of like modern Tokyo, but he's in his like bandit group. But then they flash back and he's like old English Tokyo. I don't know what fucking timeline we are in.
I have no idea. It's a fantasy timeline. I honestly didn't know that was the case. I just thought that like based off of what I had seen, it was gonna be like the dude had special powers given to him in the modern world. I didn't think it was going to be an isekai. You saw the video. Did you know it was going to be an isekai?
You guys notice how he's defending the isekai, but he's not defending the harem?
It's whatever. Harems are fine. It's also not officially labeled as a harem. It's action, comedy, fantasy.
Someone's getting pegged this season. Sorry, I'm just pulling up this girl. She's in like 3 of the 8 shows we're watching this season, by the way.
She's also...
Yeah, she's Power in Chainsaw Man. She's Delta in this show. Then she's these top 2 are other shows this season. So she's in a lot of shows this season. Sorry, we're talking about Ai Farazao. I don't know how to say her name. No, but back to the show. I don't know what to think of it. Not a lot really happened. There's some cool fighting in the second episode because basically our boy Sid, I think is how you would say his name. His sister, Claire, she got captured by some bandits on there. And then he goes to save her. Apparently, he's just super OP now. He's got like the slime cloak sword armor. And he's just been honing his skills to kill people. And then he goes and he assembles like this team of like orphaned elves, basically. And at one point, one of the elves looked like something out of fucking Maid and Abyss. I don't know what the fuck was going on with that. Yo, I'm going to torture her, blah, blah, blah. Oh, she turned back into what she was. Then he makes up this whole story about, like, what was it? The demon revival cult?
The Diablos cult.
The Diablos cult, which now turns out to be something that's real. Convenient on there.
Yeah, I do appreciate that he's kind of BSing. And then it's like, well, how do you know about that? It's like, well, how do you know that that's a thing?
I told Justus, this is some fucking Overlord Ainz bullshit.
Yeah, I know.
Threw it, but
that's
they're
pretty.
There. I missed. Fuck. It all makes sense now. It's like, No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
I find some of that humorous though.
Oh my God.
Look, it's fine. It's
not fine.
ranked pretty good.
If it's ranked so good, what's its MMR? I can tell Justice just loves when I say stupid shit randomly. And what makes this podcast great, right, Justice? Right?
Right. Because people aren't just clicking on the thumbnails that I make. I think the show's fine. The power that the dude has, the weird like slime like cloak thing.
Are they ever gonna? I feel like they have to explain how he got this slime cloak.
Maybe eventually.
Because he went through a whole 5-minute monologue of like, yo, you can stop yourself from getting beat up by learning, martial arts. You can't stop a bullet, but you can get armor to stop the bullet. But you can't stop like a cruise missile, but you can stop a cruise missile, but you can't stop a nuke. But I can stop a nuke. It's like,
yeah. Look, our main character's real weird. I'm gonna just be honest. He's real weird. I
have no idea.
Whatever.
Also, Claire. Honestly, they both look exactly like they did in the other world, which is why I'm like, did she like murder? Did she Romeo and Juliet herself into this world? Is that what's going on?
That would be wild if she did.
I mean, you did pick the show, so there's a chance that brother, sister, they tell
you.
Also, dude walks on water and no one noticed.
He's magic.
But the thing is, his sister was right there, and the maid. She was like, "Yo, maid, get him a towel." Dude gets up on water, and then it just cut away. I'm like, did the maid not see that? Are we just gonna gonna ignore that?
I mean,
his sister definitely knows what's up because she's like, "Yo, every time I spar him, like, I learn something new, but he keeps losing." So she knows something is up.
He doesn't learn anything, and it's like,
well, she says he doesn't learn anything, but every time I find him, I find new skills, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, so he's teaching her to fight better while not revealing a secret, but she's onto him. But at one point, they're sparring, and he's like, I'm going to test my abilities. Like, slash, cut next to her neck with a sword, and then goes back to the spot, and then loses. And he's like,
even after that, she, like, sets her hand near her neck, like, oh, that was close. Like, but I wonder if it's kind of like a Sixth Sense kind of thing where you just feel like, oh, I could have had my neck cut there.
These are definitely the videos. There's like a guy that did a video like, yo, anime fights. It's just a still image. It's like, what? You didn't see in that like millisecond that they fought for like 20 minutes?
I think it's cool. I'm fine with the show. I can't wait for them to all get their tits out.
Also, at the end of the episode, they all just said, like, okay, now it's time for us to leave.
Yeah.
I don't, like, what's going on?
I don't know about that.
I wonder if they're all, maybe they mean we're all going to leave, but with you, kind of.
Yeah, maybe. Oh. Want to know who can't leave, though?
Who?
Nagomi from Akiba Maid War.
No. Nagomi can leave. You know why? Because people be dying in that world like in Maid Wars.
I had a good one.
Listen, that's my shtick. I have one thing on the show. I have two things on the show. It's to be dumb and make shitty puns. You can't take away what makes me me.
I mean, I can, and I just did.
You know who else is going to take stuff away? Ranko shooting people. She fucking shot that bitch right away.
Yeah, so, hey, Akiba, whatever. I'm having a stroke. Maid War is insane.
I'm so happy I picked this show. I know you had a little bit of doubt at first. Looked kind of interesting. Literally, it's like, so it starts in like 1984. Some head nun gets fucking
Maid. It's a maid.
Maid. Sorry, I said nun. I'm getting ahead of myself there. Literally, just hops out of the car. I'm like, oh, cool. We get some maid. Other maid walks up like, ah! Drops gun and runs away.
Fucking blasted.
The bitch got blasted 4 times with a 45.
That's the opening scene.
That is no joke. Opening scene. Then they cut to, I want to be a cutesy maid. Look at all these cute maids. Blah, blah, blah.
And this is 1999.
Yeah. So it's a long time later.
Yeah.
You know what? I wonder. No, she said she was 19. So wonder if it's like the daughter of that maid or whatever. Literally, Nagomi's like, I want to be a maid. They're cute. They're adorable. 10 minutes later, they're in a bunny maid cafe. Boom.
Yeah.
Fucking shoots another fucking.
There's a ridiculous amount of blood. There is like a gallon of blood that splurts out of this woman's forehead directly onto a bib 3 times. It's a lot.
Luckily, she was wearing a bib.
Yeah, she's like, I forgot to take off my bib. It's all stained. But I guess that's what bibs are for. And it's like
you just watch someone get blatantly murdered.
It's fine. In episode 2, you totally see the trauma that's causing, which is great.
Ranko in episode 1, like badass, like Marine Corps Special Forces Maid, just starts killing everyone. Like they run out of the bunny cafe and they start shooting at her.
They turned it into a musical sequence.
It was a whole musical sequence, and she's just blasting fuels. But then she's doing like, if you guys ever watch like anime shows or like raves, they'd have like those baton things. And she's doing it with guns, though. She's like, no. Like,
yeah. You know what?
It was
do
cool.
what you gotta do.
It's like the perfect amount of like, wow, cute maids doing cute things for like, oh my God, no, people are fucking dying.
Mm-hmm. And then in episode 2, gambling.
We're watching Kakagori season 10.
Yeah, man, it's wild.
Well, you're forgetting dude debt collector, whatever his actual name is.
Mm-hmm.
He's playing golf while making
the manager
Tenchao. She has like the little what is it, the little tea in her mouth as the other girls from other cafes are hitting with a golf club.
Yeah, then it's just like a power move, basically saying, "Hey,
she would
give
lose
me
her
my
teeth,
money."
right? Because like when you hit the tea, like the whole.
No, I mean,
unless they're really good.
Yeah, because for the most part, you're supposed to only hit the ball.
Yeah, but you think they're that good at it? I mean, I guess if they're murderous maids. Literally, the whole premise of the show is not maid wars. It's fucking maid gang wars. Like,
yeah,
that's literally what it is. Even the police are like, there's a situation where like gang violence is out of control and like 15 maids died. And I'm like, do people not realize like, people just don't connect that like maids are gangs and like,
yeah. Like,
it's a whole weird thing.
Yeah, it's very strange. I thought episode 1 was wild. Episode 2, like, does this weird notch step up where it's like, all right, I don't know what's going on, but it's so strange because
it seems seems cutesy.
It seems cutesy, but at one point, all of the girls from the like Oink Oink Piggly Maid Cafe or whatever
Oink,
the fuck
Doink Cafe,
whatever, they're supposed to be pigs.
I will woo represent
the
Maid.
If
funny.
they get out on like at
Other
poker, then they're basically supposed to be getting ready to be shipped off to do manual labor to pay off debts, which is some gulag bullshit. And then
the queen just dropped in the gulag.
Yeah, and then the last chick,
you were talking about Yumichi?
Yeah.
Yumichi?
Yeah, she's like playing.
She's
actually good at poker, but they're cheating. And then gets like put in the cage as well. Again, Renko fucking blasts a dude in the head.
Well, no, you forget the manager of that maid cafe shows up, laughs at them like, oh yeah, you're going to work all this manual labor. Which also the cage wasn't locked.
Yeah.
They're just standing in it. Which is weird because they have like this super serious like war and blood and action show. And then in most of it's just in a comedy sense though.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Bisco almost.
A little bit, but the tone of this is so much different.
Yeah, but they're still like, oh, we're cool. We're just going to go work for ourselves. And like you said, Ranko's like, boom, shoots the guy, and then all hell breaks loose. And other people in the casino are like, yo, there's a gunfight going on. Maybe we should run. Nah, I'm going to keep playing.
Yeah, well, so, and this is where it's like, wait, what is happening? Because at one point, for a quarter of a scene split, you see the panda, which is supposed to be tiny, I thought.
You can talk shit about the panda.
Is a big panda and sets up a gas leak in this casino.
What do you want?
That, like, when they finally get out of there and have killed a couple of people,
that main dealer
chucks a fucking grenade
at Ranko.
Yeah, she catches it and throws it back with a one-liner, and the entire building explodes.
Dude, it was cool as fuck. No, you're forgetting how cool it sounded. She's like, die in hell, throws it. Ranko's like, just like, catches it, throws it back. I don't remember what the one-liner was, too.
I don't know, but it's like, she walks away, and with the cool guys don't look at explosions level of, like...
fucking walking. Dude, it was it's animated so well, too, which is the
It's so weird.
I love how this weird Maid, War, Cafe, whatever bullshit, animated so well, and it's so good. I could not... Dude, I'm so happy.
I like it. It's wild so far. I'm assuming... Because in the opening, there is an extra maid part of that cafe that has her face entirely blurred.
So, yeah.
Not her. In the opening, there is one with a face that's fully blurred. I think it's the panda.
Dude, that'd be fucking sick as fuck. Like, it's just a person.
Look, that's the only thing I could think about. Could you imagine that, like... No, it turns out they have an actual panda that's sentient enough to set up a gas explosion.
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Like,
dude, it makes sense. It's Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oh, yeah, because everything else is, like, added a little level of fantasy to it. Like, I get gang wars. It's fine. That shit happens.
Yo, you team Oinky Doinky or you team Bunny over here?
Oh, no, Bunny's team fucking Bunny lost.
Dude, Team Bunny.
Stupid ass antennas.
Dude, okay, we forgot to mention one thing I want to mention is Nagomi. When she's talking back, like, you walk in, bring us. They basically send a declaration of war. She was sent there to get killed. Debt collector is basically like, I only want to do to start a war, not kill everybody, which is why they're in deep shit. Which, like, well, you killed everybody. I assume debt collector had debts there. But literally, like, Nagomi, I'm watching it just like, yo, you should watch it so I can, like, see how you react. Just literally bitch slaps her again. And that's when the other one gets shot.
Yeah. Absolutely blasted.
Also, Renko's a fucking badass. She's over there get like shot slightly. It was an in and out wound in the in the arm. She's over there in the morning. She's like, "Ooh, good morning." Basically half naked. I'm like, "Oh, damn." Yeah, Nagomi, look over a little more. She's over there like stitching a wound close. I'm like, "Damn!" Like, what is?
Yeah. Also, it's really like irresponsible of her to wait till morning to stitch that thing closed. Like, you should probably.
Yeah, I mean, the blood's just gonna.
Yeah. I would maybe stitch that.
Nagomi tried to leave and didn't. Okay, so have you seen Black Lagoon? Oh, I would say this kind of has Black Lagoon kind of feels of like, yo, I joined this random, very highly dangerous gang and I've just gotten used to it. Black Lagoon, it took Brock like a season to get used to this shit. God, I wish they actually did a season 3.
By the way, this is done by a pretty legit studio. It's PA Works. And this is an original that they've just decided to do. This isn't based on anything.
I think doing originals seem to be more and more the way some studios are doing it.
I mean, it makes sense, but they've done like your boy Culling,
which was one of the most highly rated shows last season.
Yeah, Angel Beats, another. They've done Apare Ranman.
They did Sakura Quest, which I mean, it's a completely different thing. But
the day it became a god.
Why you got to do that? Why you got to remind me of like some of the saddest fucking shit, Justus?
Fairy Gone, which had some action in it. So it's like they clearly know how to do things well.
Just looking at what they've done, shit's gonna be sad at the end.
Yeah,
Guarantee fucking to you, it's gonna be like, yo, you fully became a maid. Ranko's gonna die. Shopkeeper's gonna die. Also, Shopkeeper, how do you know they don't have money? Here's a fucking like, I keep forgetting it's like 97, isn't it? So I guess the computer makes sense.
It's 99.
99, whatever.
Yeah.
I was about to talk shit about the computer. I'm like, oh, wait, nah, it fits for the time period.
I do think it is pretty funny, though. That was a good gag of like,
why you
you have a bunch of I've got confidence that they're going to come back. We're going to be on a lucky streak. Why are you making a new flyer? Urgently hiring.
And it's like, oh. So I wonder if all the maids are into the gang shit?
I think that they don't have a choice.
Yo, what if they do an episode about the LA riots?
No.
LA maid riots? Yo, gang. I don't know.
That one's a weak one, my guy. Want to know what else is weak?
What?
This ending. Thank you guys for watching.
In 4K.
Yeah, it's in 4K. If you did enjoy it, please subscribe.
Make sure you stay tuned for our crate review later.
Yeah. We'll see you guys next time, though.
No, we
Bye.
won't. Bye.